back. You didn't think I was going to give up on the last day of the month, did you? We made it 31 days in a row. We did it. Let me know what you think about any of it, by the way, good or bad. Leave your feedback, leave your comments, leave your likes, leave your subscriptions. I would love it all. And I appreciate y'all being here and tuning in. Today, we're going to actually do day 4 of link building. And here's why. I think most successful affiliates are doing 2 methods. They're spending half of their time building content and they're spending half of their time link building. There is a group of affiliates who probably does 95% building content. So writing new articles, managing that process, coming up with new websites, doing more keyword research. So I think there's a world where you don't need to do this for your business, but it's kind of the build it and they will come method. And so you better have some really unique, great content. So if you're an expert in your space and you're pulling in third-party data and you're doing all this analysis, and you probably don't need to have any link building strategy. If you're doing another top 10 website in a competitive space, that's why I'm doing this video. Today, I want to cover a method that is talked about a lot, and that is the Skyscraper link building method. We're going to go through a comprehensive look at it. I want to see why people are using it. And here's what I'll say is there is a lot of stuff to do. And so don't feel like you have to do everything. Use this as a resource when you have the time to do it. So let us go ahead and dive in. And thank you all so much for sticking with me. So what is the Skyscraper technique? Well, it's a method to earn quality editorial placed links at scale. And it uses insights from other top performing content assets to inform your approach. All right, so this sounds like sort of what we do when we build a content article, right? We go to Google, we search that keyword, we see the types of articles or pages that Google is ranking for that, and we try and build our article more towards that. So this is actually a technique by our friend Brian Dean at Backlinko, who we've referenced in a couple of videos here. Check him out. And it's a way to create engaging content that will hopefully earn you backlinks. So here are the 3 things that we need to do. We need to find popular content in our industry that has been linked to from other sites, a backlink. Then we need to create a better piece of content on that same topic and publish it on our own website. And then we just need to promote it to the right people and let them know that it exists. You know, I'll say that third thing is a tricky thing, as always. And I would say the same conversion rates apply to all of this stuff. I'd say your conversion rates on any of this stuff is somewhere between 1% and 3%. What is a conversion rate? Well, it is, in this case, it would be the amount of backlinks you get divided by the amount of emails you send out. All right, so the big piece of this method looks to be the content. It should be the foundation in everything that you do with any business. So this method is all about creating the biggest piece of content on a topic, one that stands above all others in the same way as a skyscraper stands above everything else in the skyline. So that's why they call it the Skyscraper Method. The whole premise to this method is that you can create the best piece of content for a specific vertical or for a specific topic. If you can't do that, stop watching. There's nothing else here for you. Go to the next video. And then here's the background to that. The rationale is if Google is already ranking something, or if people are already sharing and interacting with a piece of content, you know there's interest. That validates your market, which is the toughest thing to do with any business. If people don't want to buy it or read it or share it, it's dead in the water. Like, you don't have to reinvent the wheel with this business, especially affiliate. Like, I'm just going to be honest with you guys. As an affiliate, we are helping people find other businesses, products, and services. We are like a online salesman who just happens to use WordPress rather than a phone. All right, so a couple caveats. Better content does not mean longer. That's true. Have an understanding of like how long you want your content to be, but it doesn't mean it's going to be better just because it's longer. So they say very few businesses are in a position to be able to just publish content and naturally earn links and traffic. Promotion is an important part of content marketing. The effort that goes into distributing that content is ultimately the company that's going to win big. Yeah, I would agree. Let's see what they're thinking about in terms of promotion. All right, why can it be so powerful? They give a counter example about a tactic we talked about in the advanced link building video, which was broken link building. They talk about that and they say, well, that's limited by how many broken links are out there. I'll say from somebody who has 0 backlinks, I'm going to assume there's 100 broken links out there or 1,000 broken links out there that are directly related to my industry and would be super valuable for me to have. So if I got 1,000 backlinks from that method, I'd be smooth sailing. So I understand the point here, but I don't know if it's the big selling proposition for me. Another link building tactic is PR. I'm not going to lie, I don't have a background in PR. I think I have a good marketing sense, but I never worked at a PR agency. We're not going to be doing PR. I mean, that's nice. So digital PR campaigns can have the potential to earn hundreds or thousands of unique domain backlinks. All right, so now we're going to get into how we use the skyscraper technique. The first step is to find content that has earned a lot of links, is very shareable and linkable. So the challenge with developing some of that content is you have to make assumptions and hope that it's going to drive the result, right? If you're going to invest heavily in this big research project to get a lot of third-party data and then turn it into like an infographic, you could be spending a lot of resources for something that doesn't necessarily move the needle. And so Skyscraper tries to take out a little bit of that guesswork. All right, so the next step is to find a list of popular websites in your space. They're looking for content that has earned a lot of links for an automotive dealer. So they already know CarMax is popular, and they're going to use that as their starting point. So they search for the backlinks of carmax.com. So they say use some common sense, skip past like the homepage and category pages here and product pages to some extent. And then you're going to look for informational website. So here is an example. This one that I'm highlighting with my mouse says 52 best SUVs for 2019. Ranked, and that has earned 932 backlinks from 164-ish unique domains. So then they look at the content, right? They look at this page, and then they looked at the specific organic results from that one link. Then it shows the keywords that it's ranking for. So they got SUV, best SUV 2019, best SUV to buy. All right, so then it says, hey, you found one top performer. Don't just stop there. Try and find a whole list of pages that you think you could be better than by developing your own content. All right, so then later they did some research and they found another article. This one was called Car Financing for First-Time Car Buyers. And then they analyze the post with their common sense, right? There's no data that's going to tell you exactly what's missing, but they use common sense and they say, hey, this post really doesn't go into that much detail, and this is likely easy to improve on. So this could be the candidate for you to build your skyscraper on and rank above that article. All right, so here you go. This is an example of how you can do this without Ahrefs, without SEMrush. So you can also find top performing pieces just by heading to Google and searching for your main keywords. So the gift jack, I might search for Valentine's Day gifts for mom, and I might see what's in that #1 position, and I might want to make better content than that. So in this case, they're looking at home improvement loans. The #1 article there is from Investopedia, and it has 96 links with 51 unique domains. Now that we've kind of gone through how we can do it, I want to do a quick run through of one of these methods. We're going to use Google, then we're going to use Ahrefs. So let's do best gifts for mom. All right, let's see who's the big dog here. USA Today is the big dog. Real Simple is #2. Let's look at Real Simple. They're doing like everything under the sun. This has obviously an affiliate disclosure. There's going to be an affiliate article, top 28 best gifts for mom. Now this probably has huge search volume. So it's unlikely that we're going to be able to compete here, but let's say we had 1,000 backlinks. We had a good profile, we might be able to contend here. So what do? Well, they do a huge opening. They do a list of all of their other articles that are relevant here. And then they go into the best gifts for mom. Share some similarities with ours. Text, picture, headline. They do the numbers, they do the price, and they do where it comes from. So it's no surprise that this has some good sharing capability. Now let's go look at this specific web page in Ahrefs. So it has 203 backlinks from 86 different websites. Here's the popular anchor text. This is just the link itself, no text, and then see the list or just the brand. So that's how most should actually be. Now let's see where it's linking to. They got some links out to like other big sites like Romper, Baby Gaga. I mean, you can see that how big these sites are by this number, right? So if we thought we could beat that in terms of overall content, this is what we could expect over a couple years worth of backlinks. All right, so that's how we can evaluate some of our stuff. Now the process is, well, how do you create better content? So there are a couple common approaches to do that, they say. So this bucks a little bit of the advice earlier, which is longer content doesn't necessarily mean better content. In this case, they're saying long form content generally performs better than short form content in the search engines. I agree with that. There are some limits, like you don't want to go too short, you don't want to go too long, and that you can improve on somebody else's piece just by writing a little bit more, writing the how or the why or the what if they didn't include that. So they give an example of CarMax again for the 10 best crossover SUVs. And they're saying instead of doing the top 10, what about the top 20? Or what about the top 50? So there you go. It's not necessarily about creating more content in the intro or linking out to a bunch of different other articles that you've written. It could just mean, hey, let's do more reviews, right? If you're doing top 10 lists. And I will say most big brand content developers and creators, they're not thinking in this way, right? They're just trying to write an article to hit a content calendar, to tell their boss, I did my job. So you can 100% write better content than some of these bigger brands. Now, if you're competing with affiliates and other affiliate sites and people that are grinding and trying to be scrappy like you, it might be a little bit more difficult. So an obvious area that you can expand on is going that next level deeper, right? I think data is the big piece here, right? If you find a data source that is public, like governmental data or data that is given from some type of association, maybe it's like the Shoppers Association of America, right? Maybe they release statistics about the foot traffic in malls month over month, right? What if you made a graph out of that and included that in the opening paragraph to your article? Hey, online sales are up dramatically in 2020 because of COVID. Here's the graphed out foot traffic for malls and another graph on top of it to show the increase to e-commerce sales. If you can find that data and put it together, you're going to have a much more compelling piece of content, in my opinion. Another comment they make is make it stand out visually. This has got to be up there. If you're trying to rank for a keyword, you got to check your competitors that are also ranking on those pages and see what they look like. Because if they're getting ranked, it's for a reason. So update content as much as possible. We have seen a lot of articles that we're trying to rank above that are 4 years old and haven't been updated. So content usually goes out of date quickly. No one wants to link to outdated information. This is where we can step in. All right, we finally get to the point that is challenging, right? How do you promote this stuff? Every day, 10 million blog posts are published. How do you stand out in that forest? For the skyscraper technique, the core set of this is to first promote to people that have already linked to similar content. So what do they say? Well, they say find relevant outreach prospects using your keyword research tool. So that would be searching for the website you think you can outrank, going to the backlinks, and then seeing who linked to them. All right. So maybe I contact eliza05tranel.fitnel.com, right? Maybe I try and get on her blog. And we can export all of those from Ahrefs and compile a list of opportunities. Then they say, well, a smart link builder should go beyond just reaching out to those who have linked to a similar piece of content, because there's a whole world of people out there who never found that content that you're trying to beat out and never linked to it. So if you replicate the same steps we just talked about for the top 25 ranked pages for that main keyword, you can put together a pretty big list with that. And then they got some media databases that you can search if you want to go down the journalist route. I think the tips I've heard about contacting journalists is this: tell them exactly what they're going to get in the shortest amount of time. Don't send them 2 pages. It's just going to get canned. All right. You're not that important to them. The other piece is using Haro. We talked about this in the advanced link building video as well. So those are some outreach methods. And then they say, well, once you've built the solid list of people that you want to go after and you need to drop them an email, they give a template. Here it is. You can pause if you want to read. Otherwise, go to their website and look at it. So, I mean, it seems like a mixture of a couple of the different methods that we had seen, and it makes sense. It's just manual, right? This stuff takes time if you're going to go down it for your business. So that's the skyscraper technique. I think we've really covered the whole landscape of backlinks and link building. Hopefully something there connected with you and got you thinking more about your business or your prospective business and how you can pursue the outreach portion, I think the biggest takeaway for me is that content matters above all else. If you're building good content, theoretically, you don't need to do any of this. Focus on the content, focus on, some previous videos we've done about working with content writers and working with whoever's on your team, and make sure you have a good partnership there. Make sure you're being a good partner, and people will generally do good work. And that good work is your biggest asset, that content. So thank you all so much for joining me. Happy New Year. We'll see you in 2021. We finally made it out of this year of COVID. So on to bigger and better things this year for you, for your families, and for your businesses. We're going to be building businesses every day in 2021 at MattyAds. So make MattyAds one of your New Year's resolutions. Come and say hi to us as often as you can. Hit that like, subscribe, and follow button, and we'll see you next year. Bye-bye.